I saw a comment and somebody wanted to know about chosen ones at the workplace. Chosen ones at the workplace. It's very hard for a chosen one to do a normal job. Now, I'm not saying every chosen one doesn't have a job or whatever. They are struggling. Some of them, they are there, they are doing their best. They can manage their companies. They have been assigned their positions. Okay, they are doing well. They are doing their best. But a lot of times, chosen ones are going to have difficult time doing a regular job. Okay, 9 to 5 or 2 to 11 or whatever. It has so there's a time limit. You can work and then you go rest, then you go back, and then you go rest, you go back. And then they give you some days holiday. There's a fixed salary. Sometimes they may increase it with a few pays or a few cents. And like that. So you're going on with the job for years until you get married to that job. Did you guys know that there are some people who get married to their jobs? And somebody will tell you that they have been working in the place for 20 years until they get gray hair, and then eventually they realize that they have not even bought a home. Some of them are still traveling on a bicycle. Some of them cannot even pay their bills. So when I'm talking about a job, I'm talking about the work, regular job and stuff like that, okay? Again, you need to understand, I do not have a problem with the job, okay? So I've done so many jobs in my life, you have no idea. But for me, one of the things I realized, I used to get sacked from work, okay? I used to get sacked from work. So because sometimes I used to work in places, and then eventually I would see a lot of crap that was being done behind the scenes. I used to be a chef. There's a place I used to work and I was a chef. I saw with my own 2 eyes these narcissistic chefs I was working with at the time. There was a client who came in, a customer. So they were supposed to prepare, I think it was steak. I saw with my own 2 eyes these narcissistic chefs take that steak from the frying pan, and there was a small, the gutter, some place where all this wastewater is, and they soaked that steak in the gutter. That place where we are all walking, they took that meat and soaked it in that dirty water on the floor and put it back on the pan. And some of them, I saw them spitting. Man. There are some things even very difficult for me to say, man. Some things are hard for me to say. I saw the chef, narcissistic chef, spitting in the client's food. You know when that thing when you do spitting in the food, it was the most disgusting thing I have ever seen since I started working as a chef. You know what I did? So I went slowly. They didn't see me. I went and I talked with, and that chef, they was coordinating with the waiters. Okay, they was coordinating with the waiters because it's the waiters who came and told the chef that this client has come. So there's a client they didn't want. They just didn't like that client was coming from the Netherlands at that time. He was from Holland. I told that client secretly. Actually, I did not tell him. I wrote it on a piece of paper. And I pretended I was telling him something, and I slid that piece of paper. I told him, whatever is coming on your plate, don't eat it. So back in the days, I was a chef assistant. So I told him, whatever is coming, don't eat it. You're going to be very sick when you eat that food. And I put my number down. I told him, call me in your free time. I'll explain more. So we had the conversation. It was around 2 days later. And I went to meet him. I told him, listen, this is what exactly was happening. Now, I've seen a lot of things. That is one of them when I used to work. And eventually I got very tired because sometimes I used to be, sacked from work. They didn't like my services. They say, oh, something was wrong. You did it. And it's very funny because chosen ones, when you're in the workplace, you really do your best, I've told you these guys they don't have any bad intentions for anyone. So they come there, they are going to do their job. Sometimes they're even going to do extra hours. They're going to put in the effort. It doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. You can lick people's feet. They will not like you. You can lick their feet. You can tell them all your secrets. You can even help them with their assignments. They are not going to like you. Chosen ones, they will never like you in the workplace. So you're going to come into workplace mobbing. If you're chosen one of the things you will experience is the workplace mobbing. So they will join hands together with the other flying monkeys, these enablers and everything, and they're going to start targeting you. Okay, so they're going to select you as a scapegoat. And they're going to target you. It's spiritual warfare, ladies and gentlemen. This whole thing is spiritual warfare, okay? What is really happening behind the scenes is that when you went into that workplace, you might have run into a group of narcissists, even some other form of evil people, okay? So when you came in, these people recognized and they realized that you do things different. You're not like everybody else. It could speak for itself because your glow was very unique. So they were all of a sudden, why is he the one trying to get these promotions? Why are they choosing him for this? Why is he the one who is looking like better than us? Why is he the one doing this and why is he the one doing that? You're doing the right thing. You are not doing anything wrong, ladies and gentlemen. They're not going to like you. So they're going to come in groups and they're going to set you up. Are you guys following? Share the video. They're going to go behind the scenes and they'll set you up. They'll be like, okay, what we do now? Listen, this guy, he said this, or this guy, he said that. They are going to now use some of the information you talked about against you. And they're going to find something they can hold on to. Because you see, evil people need something to hold on to. If they do not have something to hold on to, then they have got no energy to feed on. So they need something small to hold on to. Then they're going to hold on to that one. That is what he said, or that is what he did. And mind you minding your own business. You're not bothered with anybody, but they're going to be bothered with you. Now they're going to go behind the scenes and they're going to talk to your, what is it called? The boss, whatever, supervisor. So and so we saw them do this, or so and so do this, or some so did that. Now they're going to plan and they're going to sack you from work. And you will not see this coming, ladies and gentlemen. So you will be like, wow, after all these things I've done, I used to help this person with the assignments, I used to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, they are going to sack you. So you'll see workplace mobbing, they will throw stuff in your office. They will put some false documents in your office. You're fighting demonic warfare. So in most cases, when you're working in the workplace, a regular job, and you have other people work with you, those are some of the things that are going to be happening. So they try to find a way to get you out, They find a way to get you out. The reason is those people see something in you, because you see, whenever you encounter these kind of individuals, evil people and whatever. Now, I'm not saying everybody is evil. I'm not saying that everyone is evil, whatever, narcissist. No. There will be some elements always that you're going to meet, and they are very evil people. So whenever you show up, they'll be like, so what are we going to do with this person? This person doesn't seem like they are welcome here. So you're not welcome there anyway. So they try to set you up, and they're going to get you out of that job. If it's a home, they try to get you out of the home. They will find every single stupid reason to put something on your name so that they can throw you out of the house. That's what they do. That's how you know that you're dealing with evil people. Okay? Your light, chosen one, is a threat. My chosen one, your light has always been a threat to people that have always been living in darkness. And it's not even about the job. It's not even about the job that you've been doing. It is about your entire life, how it has been moving. You have been dealing with people. And your light has always been a threat. So most of the times as a chosen one, it is going to be difficult to fit into a work environment. Okay, it's going to be very hard for you. Because you're working with people who are dodgy people, you know, wicked people, witches. You have these bosses, narcissistic, you know, they only need their own interests. Sometimes they may refuse to pay you, or if they decide to pay you, they may underpay you, and the things like that. They only pay you because they are obliged to pay you. In some countries, not all countries, but there are some countries where they're not even going to pay you. I used to work in a job. I was a supervisor back in the days. We're talking about 2005. And these people, this lady, it was a boss, I think this was a sociopath or something. Sociopath. This lady refused to pay me. You know, sometimes I could go months without, maybe 2 or 3 months, without salary. It happened even when I was a chef. So these things I'm talking about, I know, ladies and gentlemen. I know all these things. And I usually wasn't paid. It was like, okay, let's pay everybody else. And we're not going to pay that one, you know. Even some other cases, if you're a black person, for example, like me, colored person, and you work in a place, you know, where there's people like white from different whatever skin colors and stuff, you're going to face a lot of discrimination. Okay? So they would pay everybody else apart from me. So me, I was always the last to get a salary. You know? So chosen ones, there is something that people don't realize. In most of those workplaces that you go, you are a blessing in that place. In most cases, you might even realize their salaries, what they call it, the income, the sales have increased just because of you, and they don't even know that. The customers started coming. You know, you walked into that place, the customers started coming. People were buying. All the sales went up for some apparent reason. You did not even know what was going on. All the sales went up. And then they fired you. They found a way to fire you because that's what evil people do. So they fired you from the work. And you know what happened? The entire company collapsed. Because you removed your energy. They didn't know that was in the presence of a chosen one. They only saw something that they didn't like. And they did not even know what they didn't like. So they turned around and started doing all these horrible things to you. Gossiping, slandering your name. And now you know what happened? You walked out of the company. The entire company collapsed. They have never seen any sales since you walked away. So my chosen ones, you need to understand something that usually working is going to be hard for you. You know, working in a regular job is going to be hard. So most of the times you are supposed to use your skills to survive, okay? Because you're not meant to work forever. As a chosen one, you may have something that is much more greater. We may be talking about purpose. And there's a difference between purpose and a job. So maybe you are meant to do something different, help other people, do things with your craft, figure out something with your skills. A lot of you have got skills. You might be a fashion designer, maybe you might be a very good basketballer, maybe you could be a very good footballer. You have some God-given gifts. And the reason why you're struggling in the workplace is because you haven't yet discovered your gifts, or you haven't yet started using your gifts, because you may actually know what your gift is, but you have not yet started using those gifts to your own advantage to grow and elevate yourself. So the reason why you're struggling, the universe is pushing you in different directions because the universe wants you to go somewhere else, you know. So tap into your gifts, ladies and gentlemen. Tap into those gifts. Start with the smallest things. They may not even make a lot of sense, but if you see yourself struggling and you're always being fired from work, your workmates don't like you, nobody seems to want to work around you, they're keeping on firing you without doing anything wrong, it's time for you to tap into your gifts. Okay? One day, you will start seeing results. Okay? There are some things you have got to do without expectation. You don't have to always expect that because you're going to start doing something different, it's going to pick up in the next week. I've been on this journey for years, 5 or something. And I built everything from scratch. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, maybe let me try to do something different. I was tired of abuse. I was tired of running into narcissistic people. I was tired of getting fired from work. I was tired of my CV being thrown in the bin. So I was fed up of being disrespected and bullied. You guys are going to be bullied at work as well because you are this nice, soft guy. So everybody thinks they can step all over you. So that's how I started. I gave birth to this channel. Okay? And the rest is history. So what I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a person who is like that and you're struggling in work, nobody seems to like you in your workplace, you don't do anything wrong, everything you try to do your best, you're a very hard worker, then you need to understand that it's not personal. Okay? There is something you're not seeing and you have got to step into your gifts. Okay? So chosen ones, work is not something for you. Yes, you will do sometime in your life. Some part in your life you will be doing work. Yes, you will be doing jobs and like everybody else. But there's going to come a time when you need to start walking away. Okay? And trying to get into your crafts. Sometimes you have skills, you have talents. Go out and share something with the world. Share to them your story. You guys have got stories. If you don't have something, if you don't know where to start, just share your story. Go and say your stories as it is. What you have been going through, what you have experienced. There's people out there listening. You never know who you're inspiring. You may be just there doing simple things, sharing stuff with people, and you may never really know who you are inspiring behind the scenes. It is until people start reaching out to you and they tell you, hey, listen, thank you for inspiring me. I saw you doing this. It changed the way I see everything about life. It made me discover who I am. Do those little things and they will make a difference. Okay? Me, back in the days, I used to be a very shy person. I did not know that I can do this recording myself on video. I didn't know that I can do these things. Okay? But one day, I was like, okay, that was a part of me that I'd never explored before. So I was like, let me step into this and see how it goes. Ladies and gentlemen, the rest is history. If you don't know where to start, pick up your phone and start sharing your stuff. Share, and do it consistently. Because these jobs they will always continue. So when you're a cycle breaker, you're also going to be breaking these cycles of these jobs that are, not even serving you. They're part of the thing as well. So, share. You will be blessed as a chosen one to sit in the workplace and nobody will bother you. It's going to be very difficult. In most of the cases, you're going to be bothered even without you having to raise a finger. So, workplace is not for you. Okay, you've done it. If you like your job, okay, they are paying you well. I'm happy for you. Maybe you haven't yet discovered your purpose. But otherwise, if you're the one complaining and you're being sucked and fired from work, then there is something else calling you. Your purpose is calling you. Okay? You're being called to go out there and discover and find something different. Outside of the box. and start thinking and walking towards your direction, your purpose, your own God-given purpose. So you're being called to step into your purpose. That's what I'm trying to say. Let us know what you think about the video. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.